Hello, this is Valsarium here. Welcome back to part 2 of the auction CRV. We're going to dive right back into it, but now where were we? Yeah, that's right. Interesting. Okay, so I'm looking over the box here, and this was shipped to California. Now, the plates that this car had were for the plates that my state is in. I don't want to say exactly which one. Also, poor Tony. Don't want to say which state I'm in for my own privacy, at least until I feel more comfortable telling y'all where I'm at least in the state. But the plates that it had on it weren't where this car came from. The other plates I found in the trunk of the car, there were a set of Cali plates on this, last registered up to 2015. This is a California car. That would explain why there's so little rust on the body. If you look at it, it is clean. All the joints have no rust anywhere. You have your typical surface rust on the counterbalance for the rear differential, but other than that, man, nothing. This is probably just from it being in the Pacific Northwest for the last 7 to 8 years, but other than that, this car is looking good. Steal for $700. So I actually have yet to check all the little hidey holes and cubby parts in this car. So, goodies. Oh, these are to hold this thing from doing that. They go in here. I'm gonna leave those out. I need to diagnose that water before it is leaking. I've double checked that at this point. Check the underseat storage. Aw, man, no goodies. I was expecting loads of cash, but you know what? Leave it there. Ooh, smoking pot. Oh, I'm rich! Money! Like $1. I made this car cost. Oh no, it was already $690. Man, that makes it $688. Oh well. Yeah, 5-speed. Yes, love it. Any other hidey holes? Nothing under here. Man, all I got was like $5. Alright, so a little bit of an update. We've fixed the water core issue. We just basically bypassed the heater core. You can see the loop that covers up the heater core inlet and outlet, and that just completes the water loop back to the motor, so we're not hemorrhaging water. I am pretty certain that the misfire is down to these two cylinders 1 and 2. 3 and 4, they look, alright, well, you can't see in there. They look, they don't do anything when I unplug the coil pad. Well, I mean, they have an adverse effect. 1 and 2 don't do very much when I unplug them from the coil packs, indicating to me that there might be something going on with either the injectors under the cover here or the actual spark plugs. So I'm going to throw in a full set of 4 and we'll see what that does. Alright, well, all of them are out. Somebody was taking care of this car. Look at that. E3 plugs. But the terrifying thing is you'll notice the crush gaskets on all of these, they're not crushed. These came out by hand. They've been in there, threaded in by hand for God knows how long. They look okay. It looks like the engine's burning just fine. Not seeing any black or oily residues, so it tells me the engine's healthy-ish. I'm gonna throw in a full set of brand new iridium plugs. No names, obviously, because they're cheap. But let's see what that does. Damn it. I notice there's 3 coil packs. I dropped one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all the way down in there. Oh, right there, the bastard is. Oh, man. I don't think you realize there's like 1.5 inches of clearance here, and my hands are fat. Nice. Got it out. Alright, so I threw everything back together, as you can see. No bolts to hold the plugs down, but I was just curious. Still have a slight stutter. Still shakes every now and again. I did look at the air filter, and that is dirty. So I'm suspecting it might either be an air filter at this point that's choking the motor out, because it stalls sometimes.
or it could also just be down to a really, really dirty fuel filter. I mean, it does have 277,000 miles after all. I'm going to start looking into that, but that's going to be for another day. So we might end off here pretty quick. So, spark plugs seem to have fixed the stalling issue, which is good, but still have a rough idle. So I'm suspecting the fuel pump, and in this car it's not fun to do, it's in the tank. So that's what we're gonna wrap up with. However, I got that working, which is nice. Blast some tunes through that. I got this idiot figured out too. So I happen to have a spare sensor for it. I think the old sensor got cooked. So after replacing that, the temperature actually did drop down to 0 after the motor had cooled down. Like I said, I had bypassed the water core. It no longer hisses at me, and the hoses actually hold pressure now, so that's phenomenal. Fan's kicking on right now, and it's cooling itself down. That actually now does drop down to 0 when the car cools down, or all the way down to C. That's great. Got that fixed up. Got my pile of trash, tools, tapes, black schmoo spark plugs, and 5-speed. Well, an update on that auction CRV. I noticed, well, I looked into that leaking coolant issue, and it turned out to be a water core, so I've begun the process of getting to that. So, for those of you that want a brief rundown of what you have to do in order to get to the water core, mind you, the water core is buried somewhere in that general area over there. You need to remove the dashboard. In order to remove the dashboard, you got to remove the steering column, which still isn't out. I still need to take this out. And then you have to remove the parking brake. Got to take that out. Once that's out, and in order to get that out, you need to take the driver's seat off. Just take the driver's seat off. Take out the e-brake equalizer, remove the cables and all that fun stuff. Then this whole assembly is also bound to the main support rail back here, which you have to undo with these 3 fasteners, and the whole thing, from what I understand, the driver's side pulls out and then it comes out from there and then backs on out. Yeah, I'm having fun with this car. I'm not surprised that it was $625. Well, with taxes and all that, came out to be $690, so we'll say $700, just round. Yeah, I'm no longer surprised that the previous owner abandoned this car and left it in the state that it is. But on a lighter note, the engine no longer misfires. I got that situated and taken care of. Turns out it was a combination of a timing belt and misadjusted valves. You can also see the headlights look a lot better. Mind you, these are original headlights. These are the same ones that the car had. Cleaned the engine bay up quite a bit as well. Looks like nothing it did before. And the heater core, I can see I've deleted it, so to speak, so the coolant just returns back to the motor there, and to prevent any further leaks I have capped that off, prevent it just from spilling around the engine bay. However, all this is now good. We have a new timing chain on there. You can probably see where I put new sealant. Clean the engine bay up, like I said. Car's looking great.
Thanks again for sticking to the end here. It's getting kind of arduous, starting to see what I do and don't have to do with the car, and that's going to involve a lot of in-depth work. I like restoring cars and bringing them back to where they should be, so we're going to be doing a lot of engine work to this car, in addition to interior stuff and all the good ones. Get that all taken care of. So stay tuned. There's definitely a lot more to come if you're finding this series interesting. Go on ahead, give it a like. Make sure you subscribe as well if you're not. Keep yourself posted on the series. Thanks for checking it out. Bye.
Well, doing a quick update on the CRV. We're, oh God, is that a steering column? Oh no. Oh no. Oh Jesus. Oh geez, Scoob.